All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm just going to go straight to the point. How would you describe the person of Jerry Rawlings?
I'd like to describe the former president of Ghana, Jerry John Rawlings, as one of the greatest Africans I ever knew. There is no doubt within me that he will continue to remain one of the greatest Africans of all time. He was a man I knew not just as a journalist. I knew him as a friend, as a brother. We interacted a great deal. And I can say so much about him. The late Jerry John Rawlings, and I can imagine that I'm adding the word late to his name, was such an incredible soul who turned Ghana around from penury to prosperity. Before our very eyes, we saw so many Ghanaians in Nigeria coming to look for jobs, yet a leader came and said, no, we can reverse this terrible trend, and he did. Of course, a lot of people lost their lives, lost their means of livelihood. There are Ghanaians who would not agree that it did anything great to their country. I won't be surprised, especially those who got their fingers burnt during the revolution that took place in Ghana. But as a Nigerian who has traveled extensively, especially in Black Africa, I'm of the opinion that Ghana needed a Rawlings. Ghana was fortunate to get a Rawlings, and Ghana was extremely, extremely lucky to have a leader who had a master plan for the country and who really, really stood by his principles. Ghana, I believe, has been blessed with so many good leaders, right from the time of the Osagyefo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. One is for you to be a leader, another is for you to be just a ruler. Ghana has been blessed with good leaders who knew their onions, they knew what they wanted for their country, and they went ahead and did their best. I would always treasure our friendship. It's on record. I'm not sure if it ever happened again, that he once told me when I invited him to Nigeria, and he traveled with his entire family on our flight. I came to Ghana to pick them up, and we flew to Lagos, and he told me he couldn't imagine traveling on the same flight with his entire family. So we came to Nigeria, we stayed in Nigeria. He delivered a speech at night shift collision on Okpebi Road, and we came back to Ghana together. His simplicity, his humility was remarkable. A former president not going through any special protocol. When we were going to Lagos from Accra, he went through normal immigration like every one of us. He boarded a bus with the other passengers. He didn't. He boarded the state bus with us, and we flew to Nigeria. And coming back again, he went through the normal immigration and customs. He didn't bother to request for any VVIP service, which he was entitled to. We were in Sheraton Hotel. He bonded with everybody from cleaner to the top managers. At the airport in Lagos, all the customs and immigration people left their desks to go and take pictures with him.
You remember the coup of 1979 that he did and was unsuccessful, that he later went to jail for it. Remember, I think for almost like, he came back in 90, he was jailed for treason, came back in 1981. As a result of that, before he came back in 1981, some group of soldiers were able to bring him out, escaped him out. In 1981, he came back, plotted another coup. And at this time, he was able to overthrow the government that was in power at the time. So my question is, what exactly is this kind of man to Ghanaians, knowing that it took them to a rough path to achieve the democracy in which they are even enjoying now?
When you talk of Ghanaians, it's like you are talking about any human being, any part of the world. There are the elites and there are the regular people. The elites were badly bruised by Jerry John Rawlings. And how you will know is that the poor people called him Junior Jesus. The elite called him Junior Judas. And he was fond of differentiating between the two. He was always saying it, that some people, because I call him Junior Jesus, and he'll say, Chief, no, there are people who disagree with you. There are those who see me as Junior Judas. So it depends on which side of the divide you belonged. But what I know is that when a great man dies, that is when a lot of people begin to appreciate what he did while he was around. Even those who disagreed vehemently with Jerry Rawlings would never be able to diminish his greatness. And that is very, very important. That no matter what people say, and I watched one of his videos, I've been watching a lot of his videos since yesterday, and I could see that he knew that a lot of people hated him. There were people who disagreed. They even thought he came to destroy Ghana. But for those of us who were old enough to know what Ghana was going through, Ghanaians coming to Nigeria to do shoe shining, to be teachers, and so on and so forth, they were rationing commodities at the time. Ordinary vegetable oil, Ghanaians didn't have. You know, soaps, detergents, they didn't have. So, and yet a man came and turned that situation around. Although people complained that he stayed too long, but I think he needed enough time to do the surgical operation he came to perform. And he did it so well. It laid a solid foundation for the Ghana that we all know today, and made it impossible for subsequent leaders to behave irrationally. An average Ghanaian leader today is well informed, is well educated, and he has the fear of God. That does not mean that Ghana is perfect. No country is perfect. That's not to say their leaders are perfect, but you could see in Ghana that there is healthy competition between the ruling government and the opposition. A lot of that we don't see in our other African countries.
Okay.
Ghana is so blessed that, for example, they have an election next year, December 7th, the next month rather. And whoever wins that election, you can be sure is not going to be an illiterate. Because both the current president, Nana Akufo-Addo, and his challenger, John Dramani Mahama, are well educated. They are well grounded. They are not your normal politicians. They are technocrats in politics. They are technocrats in government. So when you look at their campaigns, they campaign based on issues. They don't campaign just coming to abuse your father, your mother, like you see elsewhere. There are countries where people don't even talk anything about issues, no manifesto, no nothing. In Ghana, you must talk to the people about issues. You cannot be a leader in Ghana and say you want to win an election when you cannot say what you plan to do or what you have done in the past. And I believe that Jerry John Rawlings laid that foundation for Ghana.
Okay, so while I was reading through his history, one of the things that I noticed was the fact that he spoke vehemently in favor for what we should have Africa as a continent in unionism, or let me put it in unison. He spoke for Africa to the extent that he believed that once justice can be achieved, a lot of things will go right in Africa. So to majority, they know John Jerry Rawlings as a former president of Ghana. But tell us some of the things that he stood for in the African context as an African leader who stood and has a voice on the African continent.
The former president, Jerry John Rawlings, believed that only Africans can liberate Africa. He preached against neocolonialism. He waged endless wars against leaders who believe they have to go cap in hand, begging the Europeans or the Asians for aid. He believed that God provided every race, every tribe, every country with what will be needed to make that community great. And that it is how we treat our talent that will determine whether we will fail or succeed. Jerry John Rawlings, don't forget, was half Ghanaian and half Scottish.
Yes.
Despite that, he remained very loyal to Ghana. He was at home with the ordinary people, and he couldn't be bothered if the elites hated him. He did what he needed to do. He spoke to us at Ovation International. For 5 days, we were interviewing him, spanning 18 solid hours. And I can tell you, he told us so much. And one of the lessons I took from him was that he admitted to us that he wasn't a perfect man. He admitted to us that there were mistakes he made during that revolution. So there were people within that revolutionary team who wanted to settle scores with their enemies. You understand?
Yes.
So it's like we have a Buhari in Nigeria. He came to power and he forms a committee to tackle corruption. And in the process, some people who had scores to settle before the revolution, we put names of their enemies. He said there were a few cases like that, which he said he regretted. But that was a man who was very honest in his dealings with his fellow human beings. People died, no doubt. Blood flowed, no doubt. But he believed it was a necessary sacrifice for his country, Ghana.
Okay, my last question has to do with, you remember when he now became the president of Ghana, when he eventually became a democratically elected president from 1989 to 2001. You remember that? Now, he made sure that everything that has to do with Ghana in terms of sailing them through the rough path and making things smooth. From what you can see now, the Ghana of what he did and the Ghana of now, juxtapose it with the relationship that Ghana and Nigeria has currently. How do you think that we can mend things to two countries?
Well, despite our occasional altercations and skirmishes, I believe Ghana is still the closest country to Nigeria in Africa, in various ways. When you look at Nigeria as the big brother, Nigeria is a bigger brother to Ghana. When it comes to oil and gas, don't forget that for years, Ghana relied heavily on the Nigerian oil and gas. Even in terms of security, especially during the time of President Olusegun Obasanjo, Nigeria did so much for Ghana because President Obasanjo and President John Ajekun Kufuor had a special relationship between them. As a matter of fact, the longest route in Accra is named Olusegun Obasanjo Way. I was there the day it was launched. That was under President Kufuor. What is causing problem between us is like what is causing problem everywhere else, especially in South Africa, is that Ghanaians find Nigerian traders much more aggressive. You know that Nigerians are like the Americans of Africa.
Yeah.
We're very aggressive, very ambitious, you know, and sometimes overtly forceful.
Yeah.
Whereas Ghanaians are very relaxed people. In fact, I used to say that if we could combine the speed of Nigerians with the reticence of Ghanaians, that we will have a perfect society. Nigerians are a bit too fast, while Nigerians think Ghanaians are a bit slow. So Ghanaians think Nigerians are too fast. So if we could meet halfway, I'm one of the few people, I believe, who came from Nigeria and was able to blend very well into the Ghanaian society. I know practically most people in Ghana, and virtually everybody in Ghana knows me in the country. Even the truck drivers who are like our own truck drivers in Nigeria, they all, because you see, I've realized that what Ghanaians love is to be treated with respect. They don't want us to bring our gra from Lagos and load it over them. So, and like they say, when you are in Rome, you must learn how to behave like Romans. So don't go to another man's country and think they're just going to allow you to run riot. I believe there is so much we have to gain from Ghana, and Ghana has so much to gain from Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria is surrounded by French-speaking countries, the Francophone countries. So the nearest Anglophone country to Nigeria is Ghana. And if you look at intermarriages, you will find out that a lot of Ghanaian women married so many prominent Nigerians. So many Ghanaian women are married and they live in Nigeria. And also now I find that even the current president of Ghana, who I call the great Nana Akufo-Addo, his first wife was Femi Fani-Kayode's sister. So a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, so he has children who are half Nigerians. So a lot of people don't know that fact.
Wow.
So, and if you look at even Africa's greatest diplomat of all time, Dr. Kofi
Annan.
Kofi Annan,
Yeah.
Dr. Annan,
Yeah.
yes, also married from the Alakija family in Nigeria. And they also have children who are half Nigerians.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for anybody to separate us. If you look at the late Baba Adini, Alhaji Wahab Yoda Folawiyo, Sisi Abba also has her roots in Ghana.
Yeah.
That is Sisi Abba Princess Abba Folawiyo also has her roots there. If you look at, Mr. Akim Bello Osage, everybody knows about the former chairman of UBA.
Yeah.
And Eti Salat, his wife, Auntie Maima, is from Ghana. So we have a long history of intermarriages. Chief Tunde Edu of blessed memory, his wife is from Ghana. Chief Dele Momodu, his wife is from Ghana. So we have so many Ghanaians who have married in Nigeria and vice versa.
Okay,
so definitely we would have to continue to live together in harmony.
Okay. Okay. I thought that was going to be my last question. Lastly, what example should African leaders learn from J.J. Rawlings' legacy while he was alive?
Is that we must learn to unite. If you look at the crisis, the ongoing crisis in Nigeria, it's lack of unity. Africans cannot continue to live perpetually in stupidity, because it is stupid of anybody to think that any tribe is superior to the other. The moment you respect me and I respect begets respect. So when you respect me and I respect you, you will see that we can live in harmony. But what we have in most parts of Africa is based on ethnicity and religion. So if someone is not from your area, then that person should not have a decent life. That is unfortunate. So Rawlings was one man who fought for the rights of man. He fought for the rights, and it didn't matter where you came from. He was from Volta region, but he was at home with the Ashantis. He was at home with the Northerners in Ghana. He was at home with the Gar. His daughter is a member of parliament today from Greater Accra. So that's to tell you how much he felt at home with everybody. So it's very important for a leader to be detribalized. It is very important for a leader not to be a religious fundamentalist. It's a great lesson that we all need to learn, especially in Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much.
We will always remember President Jerry Rawlings.
All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. And of course, I'm really, really happy that you did this for us. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, and I pray that all will continue to go well with your channel.
All right,
Take
thank
good
you.
care.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.